On to Foxborough, baby. So
Let's do it.
let's talk about the New England Patriots. They are a team that is they're struggling. They're a team that's struggling. Uh, but I think we saw that coming, didn't we? We kind of saw the Patriots struggling going into the season. We knew they had offensive line struggles. We knew that Jacoby Brissett was going to be back there and just kind of taking his lumps behind this offensive line. I don't think we expected Ramondre Stevenson's fumble issues, and I think he's probably going to be benched in this upcoming
Yeah,
game
I
because of
just
them.
saw that. I
Yeah.
just saw that report.
And I don't think we expected their defense to be as leaky as it has been either. Christian Gonzalez has kind of regressed from his. He looked like he was going to be defensive rookie of the year last year. Honestly,
He was so good last
um,
year.
he was, and he's regressed a little bit. I guess coming off an injury, that's to be expected. Um, but we're going up to Foxborough, a place where we haven't had all that much success under Mike McDaniel. Mike McDaniel has yet to lose to the New England Patriots. So, guys, give me your initial thoughts on this game. Steve, I'm going to start with you. I haven't heard from you in a while. Talk to me. Talk to me about this New England Patriots matchup.
I don't really see it any different than the matchup we just had with the Titans. I see it being primarily a big defensive game. I mean, the Patriots have 17 sacks as a team already, and that's going to be a problem. I think we're going to have to try to figure out how to get Tyler Huntley out in space. I think we're going to have to work a play action and little dink dunk passes. Throw one deep to open up the running lanes like Anthony had alluded to about 10 minutes ago. But I think it's just going to be a boring offensive game. I like defensive hard-nosed games for sure, but when the offense isn't providing anything to make the defense look like it's having to work hard, it gets hard to watch. When a defense looks like they actually have to adjust and make schemes, and oh man, there was a big play within the red zone that turned the ball. Like, we're not getting that. We're getting 4th and 4s at the 48, like we're just outside of field goal range. Are we going to punt it, or are we going to go 1 and 3 on 4th down? Like, I'm not
That's a little
so
generous. 1
happy.
for 3.
That's what we were. We were 1 and 3 last week.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm using it, just because I think it's going to be a mirror image of last week. Hopefully not the score. Hopefully we can clean some things up. I'm not going to give my score prediction now, obviously, but I do think this game's going to have a lot of field goals in it rather than touchdowns.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of say it the same way, Steve. I think we're all kind of on the same page there. But Anthony, tell me, what are your thoughts on this game? Your initial thoughts.
Yeah, Steve kind of stole exactly what I was thinking. I just not a game I want to watch. It's not a game that many people probably want to watch.
No, I mean, just like the Titans game, though, right? We watch the Titans game because we're Dolphins fans, but meanwhile, we got the Lions and Seahawks on. We got the Lions and Seahawks on the other channel, and it's like that game was
that was a fun game to watch.
I'm proud to say the only amount of that game that I watched was when they would put us side by side on ESPN. But otherwise, I was glued to Dolphins Titans for some reason because
so was I.
A glutton for punishment. Yes,
I'm dumb. I don't know. I think initial thoughts are like it's another winnable game. If the offense can do anything, just one touchdown is all you need, guys. Let's get out there because Brissett looks awful. And Stevenson can't hold on to the ball. Their defense doesn't look as good as it once did. Like, this is a team competing for the top pick in the draft, along with us right now. So let's give it to them. They can have it. I'm okay with that. And just score one touchdown. I bet you it's enough.
Do we have the money for the first pick? Like, are we going to have the cap space if we get the first pick? I'm sure we do.
If we get the first pick, I think the Dolphins take the out on Tua's contract that they have built in, and we have plenty of money after that.
Yeah. You know what Jacoby Brissett looks like to me? He looks like Rocky in the 15th round, just stumbling around out there. Caught me, Nick.
It's crazy that they don't put one of the rookies in. Like Joe Milton at least brings excitement if you don't want to get Drake May destroyed.
Yeah.
And I would appreciate that because I have Joe Milton in my dynasty league.
It's all about fantasy football for Josh.
I mean, right now it is because real football sucks.
Yeah,
true.
That's true.
I mean, I will be
All right,
honest though. I'm sucking in fantasy as well because I got the first overall pick and had Christian McCaffrey. So, anyways,
sounds like a good pick.
Brutal. He might come back at some point after getting both of his Achilles worked on by the Germans, the specialists in Stuttgart, Germany.
Keith coming in with the facts over here.
Yeah, no kidding.
All right, so Josh, give me your initial thoughts on this game.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, not to sound like a broken record, but I think Anthony, Steve, and yourself kind of hit the nail right on the head, right? I mean, this isn't going to be a fun game. I think Anthony, I think you and I were talking about this during the Titans game when we were chatting back and forth. First team to score a touchdown wins this game, right? It's going to be a field goal, nasty, ugly, not a fun offensive showing for either team because that's where these teams are right now, unfortunately. On the flip side, the reason why I think, and I won't say my score, but I might spoil who I think is going to win this game. The reason I think Miami has a better chance than not is because I think our defense right now is playing better. It's that simple, right? So I think if we can somehow, maybe Achane, prove me wrong, right? If Achane can get a touchdown, for example, or if Jalen Waddle or Tyreek Hill connect on a long ball or make a couple broken tackles to something to galvanize this offense to produce a touchdown, I think then we buckle down on defense and we run the ball right down their throats. And we could win this game. I mean, it's a winnable game. It's just not an exciting game.
I think they have a secret weapon though.
Who's that?
Because they got this guy named Zach Thomas on the team. It's the same spelling and everything. I think they picked him up just as a
same number.
It's the Miami Dolphins. No, he's an offensive lineman. He's a backup offensive lineman. But man, I just looking at their roster like Zach Thomas is playing for the Patriots. This guy.
All right, so we normally do matchups. What kind of matchups you're looking forward to in this game. So Anthony, give me a matchup that you're looking towards. Dolphins exploiting or the Patriots exploiting. Like, give me a key matchup in this one.
I'm going back to my boy Tyler Huntley. It is time to get up and brush yourself off, and let's have a better game today, okay? Let's guys who need to go in motion. I'm sure they were gonna just like absolutely destroy him this week in practice, being like, dude, they need to set. Okay, so that won't be an issue. The offensive line's gonna stink. Be prepared. Even though the Patriots defensive line isn't anything supremely special since they got rid of Judon. If they still had Judon, I'd be terrified. But they're still NFL talent. They got a guy by the name of Keon White. He's got 4 sacks already. That's a sack a game for those who aren't very good at math. So I think that Tyler Huntley, it's his chance to have a comeback here. This is a beatable defense. There you go. Get the TI calculator out. But listen, I'm looking at Tyler Huntley. You had 40 yards rushing last week. Let's make it 50 this week. And let's get over the 100-yard passing mark. It's a defense you can do this against. Hopefully, you'll have the offense, better control of the offense, hit some of those open guys. I think, as everybody has said, who is in favor of Huntley, Josh especially up there, he's got a Huntley jersey on, I'm pretty sure. A week and a half is nothing. Let's see how he does in game 2 against another beatable team. And that's the matchup that I think, listen, I took the low-hanging fruit. Everybody's watching Tyler Huntley, right? Everybody's watching the quarterback position on the Miami Dolphins. So this isn't a surprise to anybody. But I am very hopeful that he has a bounce-back game. Maybe a 100-yard rushing game. I don't care, bro. Pull it down every play. As long as you're getting a first down, that's all I care about.
And not to mention another rookie head coach.
Another rookie head coach. There we go.
Which we haven't fared that well against, as we've already stated.
Fared against anything. Ugh.
Yeah,
Mike is fearful of the rookie head coach.
I guess.
I mean, so the matchup I'm looking forward to in this game, honestly, and of course Tyler Huntley is the guy I'm looking towards. The matchup I'm looking for in this game is the Dolphins' defensive line against the Patriots' offensive line. Going into the season, the Patriots' offensive line was kind of their Achilles heel, their weakness. Going in, and it's at least half the reason why Drake May isn't out there already. You don't want to send him out there behind an offensive line that's just going to get him murdered, a la what the Carolina Panthers did with Bryce Young. And now Bryce Young's benched, and you see what an actual veteran like Andy Dalton can do with, a subpar offensive line. They're kind of hoping the same thing with Jacoby Brissett. I think that's a smart move. I think it's a smart move to put Jacoby Brissett out there, but I still want the Dolphins' defensive line without Jalen Phillips, who's going for the season with a knee injury.
Done for the year. Unbelievable, man.
Yeah.
How did it take us 1
Keep
hour
lost.
and 10 minutes to mention that?
I know.
Yeah,
I was about to
true.
type it in the chat.
It's true. But without Jalen Phillips, huge loss, devastating loss. I'm devastated for him more than anything, though, honestly, guys. He worked so hard to come back from that Achilles injury last year, and we were so pumped to see him back for game 1, which I don't think any of us expected. I think we expected him to go on the PUP list going into the season, and we would see him in like week 6, or week 5. Devastated for him, devastated for the Dolphins defensive line, but the show must go on, and we still have talented players on the defensive line, and we need to exploit this Patriots offensive line, get the Jacoby Brissett 3 or 4 times at least. We need to get in his face, make him really uncomfortable. And I mentioned he looks like Rocky out there. Let's make him look like Rocky in Rocky 4 after the Mad Russian beat him up. Ivan Drago.
Hey, most Patriots fans say they want to keep Brissett out there because they don't want May to get crushed. I think that's exactly. You're right. It's exactly the Patriots' plan.
Yeah. So, all right, Josh, give me your key matchup that you're looking at in this game.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, again, kind of low hanging fruit here, right? But Dolphins receivers versus Patriots secondary, right? I think. Oh, is that yours, Steve? I'm sorry. Man.
Nope.
Okay.
I got
All right.
yeah.
I think talent needs to be talent, right? And I think at a certain point, enough's enough. Not to I don't know if what the terminology is I'm looking for, but play backyard football, man. I mean, make the play, break the ankle, embarrass the player, right? We have 2 insanely talented wide receivers, and OBJ might be coming back. I know, don't roll your eyes too hard, but he's a better third option than anything that we've trotted out on that field since week 1.
I'm actually excited about it.
So I think, I think our talent needs the talent, for lack of a better term, right? And enough with the excuses, enough with the with the froofy plays and the 17 steps, and Tyreek Hill trying to jump backwards instead of falling forwards for a first down. He jumps backwards and loses 3 yards because he's trying to do too much. Just do your 111th, players play, make the play, fall down, get back up, start over, because that is how we turn the season around.
Yeah.
Tyreek don't take hits, bro. He does not get hit. You ever anybody who watches Dolphins football, or if you're planning on watching a Dolphins game this year, just watch Tyreek Hill. This dude avoids contact like it's the plague.
Yeah, and you know what? It's a business decision. I get it.
I do too. Yeah.
If you're a guy his size, why would you lean into contact?
But when you're a guy his size and you're making $70-something million or whatever, $100 million a season or whatever the hell he's making, and it's third and 9, and you catch the ball on 10 yards on a 10-yard route and then fall backwards 3 yards, bro, fall forwards. That's all I'm asking. It's not hard.
Fair. But this is the receiving core is a strength of the Dolphins. It's a huge strength, and the Dolphins need to use it, exploit the Patriots secondary that isn't that great, and use their receivers and they need to do such a better job of this because it's getting to be ridiculous. So I agree with what you're saying here, there, Josh.
I mean, I'm not going to unfortunately be able to watch the game because my wife and I are going to New Hampshire for a couples retreat, if you will, just the two of us. But maybe that's why we win. Maybe that's how we win because I don't watch it.
Well, if that's the case, then you're moving to New Hampshire, brother. All right, so Steve, give me a matchup, man.
Yeah, I actually got through this unscathed. I thought somebody was going to take this after everybody kept saying low hanging fruit, but I think I have the lowest of the hangings of the fruits. Gerard, Mayo, Mike McDaniel.
Oh, that was my other one. And it was a coin toss right before I spoke up.
And honestly, I asked the question last week, will we gain a lead? And we all said, yeah, obviously, stupid question. Well, we didn't gain the lead, and I've been wrong in everything. I'm terrible in fantasy this year. No jersey has worked on game day. No sweatshirt has worked on game day. Nothing has worked. So what I'm going to do here is say we won't have the lead at all this game. And hopefully I'm wrong again, but that's the matchup I'm looking for is Mike McDaniel versus Gerard Mayo. And I want to see if Mike McDaniel can get his head out of his butt and call a good game for once so we can actually gain a lead in a game, maybe hold a lead, but I don't see it happening. I'm only saying that because I want to be wrong. I've been wrong on everything else all season long.
Yeah, fair enough. I took off my jersey midway through week 1 against the Jaguars at halftime, and they came back and won. And so that jersey's been in my closet ever since. Maybe it might be time to dust it off and break it back out because.
All right, so moral of the story, you just got to strip and we win. That's all you got to do.
There it is.
I wasn't shirtless for the rest of the game. I put on a different shirt.
Don't tease us, Keith.
Yeah, it's disappointing, man. Disappointing.
Right. But I did have a quick follow up because I think something I'm really also ironically surprised none of us mentioned is the fact that this is a division rival, right? Now I know it hasn't been a rivalry as of late, but no matter how bad one team is and how good the other team is, or how bad both teams are, or how good both teams are, interdivision rivalry matchups tend to be played very close. They are scrappy. There's energy, high energy. The atmosphere is bananas, and both teams are motivated to embarrass the other. So I think it's going to be a lot closer. Hopefully, it's not. But I could see a scenario in which the Patriots show up for this, for lack of a better term.
Oh, I think they're definitely going to show up. I think it's going to be. Well, look, let's get into it. What are our score predictions for this game?
Love it.
I like nice transition.
Steve, I'll start with you, man, because you have some ideas on this one. What are your score predictions?
All together, I think there's going to be 7 total field goals. I think at least 4 of them are going to come from the Dolphins side of the football, and I'm going to say we win 18-16.
Jesus, if that's the kind of game it is, I'm glad I'm not watching it.
Yeah,
that would drive me bananas.
It's going to be all field goals.
You're lucky you're going to be in New Hampshire for this one, Josh. All right, so Josh, tell me what's your score prediction?
Yeah, 21-17. We get a touchdown and then just a buttload. I think they get a touchdown, we get a touchdown, and then we out field goal them, if you will.
My math was obviously wrong. 17.
You need this
Anthony,
you need the TI-83 that I have right in front of me, buddy.
Yeah.
Anthony, give me your score prediction, man.
I said 2 weeks ago I was never going to pick this Miami Dolphins team to lose because I'm just too big of a fan. What a difference 2 weeks makes. Holy cow. I am taking the L. This offense has showed me absolutely nothing to make me think that we could score enough points to win the game. I got the Patriots winning it 20-9.
Ugh.
Wow.
Not field goals. I see it too.
I got to be honest with you, Anthony. I hate it, but I could see it.
Yeah, I can certainly see it. I'm going to choose to remain optimistic on this one. If they let me down here, my optimism might just melt away until it comes back. But I'm going to choose to remain optimistic. I'm going to say the Dolphins are going to win this game 20-13.
That's a good
I
score.
do see a lot of field goals. I see it being a slug of a game. It's going to be a muddy, bloody 1960s Tom Landry versus Vince Lombardi type of game.
God,
But I
these
think
teams are not that good. Don't
ultimately-
put those words out there. At least those teams were good, man. Don't say it.
Yeah, true. Yeah, so I think ultimately the Dolphins come out on top here. I think Mike McDaniel stays undefeated against the Patriots.
Am I the first one to predict a loss this season?
You might be.
No, I did. I did
No,
last
Steve
week.
did.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say I would have bet
Yeah.
money it would have been Steve, but
I
I would've
forgot
bet
to
money it would
mention.
be me.
I forgot to mention in my prediction something very specific that I had written down, and I apologize for jumping backwards real quick. But my
Yeah.
touchdown does not come from the offensive side of the ball.
Okay. I
My
like it.
touchdown comes from a defensive pick six.
well, that's the only way
Defensive
we're
pick
scoring
six.
a touchdown. so-
Who?
Hey, you were
who
right
gets
with
it?
your.
Huh? Sorry. What?
Keith was saying, who gets it?
Oh, who gets
Yeah,
the
who
pick
gets it?
six? Sorry.
Yeah.
Storm Duck. No, I'm kidding. It's for me. It's got to be Ramsey, right? I think.
Okay.
I think Jacoby Brissett is notorious for force feeding what he perceives as his number one receiver, which Ramsey will be on most of the time, and I'm blanking on the name. I think it's just he baits him into it, picks it, runs it back.
Demario
Game.
Douglas, is it?
Maybe, yeah, that sounds right.
By the
Paul?
way, they do not. They have 100-yard receiver so far this year, and it's Hunter Henry, the tight end.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gosh, if you get this right,
And-
you got to make a call every week because you got the safety correct
did.
on a
I did.
stupid play. You
Yeah.
even said on a stupid play, and that's exactly how it happened. So if you get this right, you have to do it every week.
Done.
Yeah, so Antonio Gibson is going to be starting a running back for the Patriots over Ramondre Stevenson. I'm hoping that Ramondre gets enough carries that we can exploit the fact that he's been a fumble machine lately.
Oh, it's been embarrassing.
And maybe get a touchdown that way. I don't know that we're going to get an offensive touchdown in this game, but I think we can. I think we can do this. I think one offensive touchdown, one defensive touchdown, enough yards and time spent on offense for the Dolphins in this game to spell the defense just enough so that maybe we can come out victorious on this one.